Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, November 11th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple of clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here will be moving around and changing, and the candlestick will still be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement, but everything I talk about will still be relevant as we head into Friday. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, NVTA. Very, very impressive move today. I realize I state the obvious when I say that, but now it's approaching some very interesting levels here. Let me squeeze this down to offer up more context here. As you're seeing that the price is now getting up towards levels that have not been seen for quite a while. And the main level to keep a very close eye on moving forward going to be right up here around $3.25, which is going all the way back here to mid-September. So like I said, been a long time since the price has been down around this area, but of course you get the volume surge right here. So it seems as though a more than plausible and valid conclusion to say, yeah, a lot of people are definitely going to be watching this one on Friday. And when lots of people are watching, a stock in certain levels, that is always a good scenario. So again, keep an eye on 325 as that main area of resistance. In terms of levels of support, if you like to play more so pullbacks, have an interesting level down there around 287. So keep an eye on that. But if anything, maybe there's some sort of bull flags that's going to start to form. That's complete speculation on my end. But if this thing does pull back a little bit more, that doesn't ruin the chart. Like I said, if anything, it is just helping to build a bull flag. So let's see how it plays out on Friday. Next one here, FSRD, penny stock with a good amount of volume and has come back to life. Late day today. Got a little sketchy here when things start to pull back, especially in the world of penny stocks. It's always a valid question to be throwing, is this the start of the end? Is it game over? But no, it was not. It leveled off, and like I said, is now starting to show signs of strength again as volume comes back in a strong way. So as far as next key levels of resistance are concerned, next big battleground is going to be right up there at the 35-cent mark, which is going back here to this day previously. And if the price can break up through 35, then as you're seeing here, that would be putting the price back up at levels that it has not been seen for a couple months here. So could definitely be some interesting territory. So keep an eye on 35 cents as far as levels of support are concerned. Key pullback point is going to be just where that level that I mapped out earlier, where the bleeding finally stopped, right? Pulled back, and that finally stopped right there at 22 cents. So keep an eye on that as the main area of support and as a pullback location. But yeah, for those of you that like to play penny stocks that are getting surges in volume, here you go. Next one, OPEN. Nice move today. Yes, there has been a pullback here, so late day, there has been this downwards channel that's formed. However, you got to ask yourself, because that's only a partial picture. From the big picture point of view, what do you have? Well, what was going on before that big downwards channel? You had this big upwards movement here. So in other words, what I just drew is a bull flag pattern. No, just because something's bullish, don't get me wrong, that does not mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going up. My point here is that, is it valid? Is it a reasonable conclusion to say, if the price comes up to that and gets a breakup through it, that could in and of itself create good solid upwards buying pressure? Yes, not a guaranteed conclusion, but a more than plausible conclusion. So if you like to play stocks down below the $5 mark, you like to play bull flag patterns, here you go. Next one here, AMD. This will mean a bit more to those of you that watched previous videos, but I talked about that red line there at 65 being the main area of resistance. And you can see with the gap up here, price came up, broke through that level, and then the momentum just continued. So overall, good solid move, and that's what brings up the first update, which is just based on a foundation rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, they tend to act as support. So keep a close eye there on that $65 mark. As far as next potential areas of resistance, going to have to squeeze things down, which is a good problem to have when you have to go back this far into a chart's history. And the next key overarching level of resistance going to be right up here. Let's see. Let me make a slight little adjustment. Yeah, right there at 70. I was going to say $69.50, but let's just call it $70. So $70, which was essentially the top part of this range from back here in the chart's history, will be the next key battleground. But yeah, no doubt about it. Got the breakout, getting continuation. Now can the price break up through that level? Let's see how it all plays out. Next one, AMC. Big, huge turnaround day. It was looking a little bit sketchy. As I alluded to in yesterday's video, things were looking, rough, but there was a little bit of an upwards move. And then you got a bit of a green candle and then just the explosion here. So Things can sure turn around in a hurry. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I mean, AMC, used to be a lot more than this, but you get the idea. Overall, you got to give credit where credit's due. Great move, and has now formed a very well-defined pattern here that a lot of people are watching. And when a lot of people are watching the same levels and same patterns and wondering the same things, call it a self-fulfilling, producing property or self-fulfilling prophecy. Call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. So let's make this all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have our big momentum move right here. Let's put the golf ball down there to make it a little bit more visual. And here we have ourselves a bull pennant pattern. So AMC in a bull pennant, if you like to play these, then you definitely got to keep an eye on this one. But like I said, is it guaranteed? No, but from a self-fulfilling prophecy angle, would it be shocking to see the price go up there, break through there, and then get continuation? No, I don't think anybody would be shocked by that. But overall, big movement today. Nice pattern. Let's see how it closes out the week on Friday. Real quickly, wanted to pause and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to help build consistency as a trader, then definitely get signed up for this free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area that you can click on. One special note, because it's a genuine live event, a couple things. Maybe you're watching this, but you already have something on your schedule this evening. I get it. I have 5 kids. Schedules get crazy. Or maybe you're watching this Friday and you've just completely missed it. Go ahead, drop me an email, because the event will be recorded. So after the event's done and I get the recording uploaded, I'd be happy to send you a link to it. So like I said, if you can't make it or you just flat out missed it, drop me an email. But if you can make it, then yeah, get signed up and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one here, APPS, and I did this at a very strategic location because think of AMC, think about that pattern, think about the talking point of self-fulfilling prophecies, and we have same general idea here. Maybe not the exact pattern, but like I said, same broad strokes of the concept here. So we have our resistance and support, and I'll just make it the same color again. Hopefully easier to see. Resistance, support, big move there, golf ball down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So as I've said, guarantees, no, but plausible to think that if the price comes up there and breaks through it, it could get good solid buying pressure. That is certainly a valid outcome. Next one here, AMZN, Amazon, and we're going along the same type of idea here. Not exact patterns, but like I said, same general dynamic of a lot of people are watching these, and when you have a lot of people watching, it brings about the whole very valid idea of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I know I keep repeating myself. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big move like there. Put our golf foot on there, another bull pennant pattern. But there is a good variety. We've talked penny stocks with patterns. We've talked, mid $10 stocks. Now we're talking one that's, up here just below $100. But of course, it's Amazon, so a very popular stock. So there's bull pennants, there's bull flags for everybody. Whatever your price range is, here you go. You have something that you can keep an eye on. Next one here, TSLA, Tesla. And don't get me wrong, it was a good day. It was a green day, but the markets were really, really booming today, as I'm sure you're well aware of. And Tesla, like you said, it didn't have a terrible day, but it by no means was it booming like a lot of these other stocks. And that brings up some current concern where, what happens if the market has a bit of a pullback day? Does that mean Tesla's heading back down to those lows? So some interesting questions can certainly be asked here on Tesla after, again, the market's made such a big move, and then this one really didn't do much at all. But the key level here that I think a lot of people will be watching, myself included, is that 185 mark, because the trend is still down. So no guarantees, but reasonable to think that if the price does come back down to 185 and then breaks down below it, that break could just, continue on with the trend and potentially send it back down to those lows right there. So that's one way of looking at it. But also, to be fair, the price is trending up. A little miniature trend, sure, but if this is the start of something bigger, then let's see if the price can break up through that purple line there, which is the 50-period moving average, currently valued at 190.45. But yeah, definitely a unique situation here. Tesla, not that strong. Next one, TGTX, and not quite as apparent as the other ones, but the dynamic here, which I would argue is a good thing, is you do have somewhat of a pullback here. Now, yeah, I get it. It's definitely the best thing is when the price just goes up and up and up and up, but nothing like that can occur, and go on forever. You're going to have pullbacks, but you probably know what I'm going to say next. Well, yeah, you have this little pullback, but what was going on before the pullback? A couple ways you could draw it. You could just start it from there. You could start it from down there. But anyway, you look at it, there is a little bit of a miniature bull flag that has formed. So if you like to play this price range, then you got to think that there's a chance that if the price comes up there and gets to push up through it, then this thing could be headed up to $9, if it even go for that double-digit $10 mark. But overall, big, strong move today. Finally got somewhat of a pullback. So if you believe this is just a temporary pullback, then definitely get it on your watch list. Next one, TQQQ, and had a monster move today. This is an ETF, very popular one. In fact, it's the most volume usually every day in the market these days. But if you believe that the NASDAQ is going to rise in value, then this one will also go up in value. It just allows you to get involved at a much lower price point. And that's why this thing had just a monster day, because obviously the NASDAQ, well, I don't know about obviously, but I'm sure you know that the NASDAQ had a very big move here, which is now putting this thing within striking distance of a very, very, very interesting level up there at basically 2185, which you can see several weeks ago, twice price tried to get up through there, couldn't quite do it. And then obviously got rejected really nasty to the downside, but it's now starting to recover back upwards. So if the price can get back up to that level, you better believe that everybody and their brother's uncle is going to be watching. Can the price finally, break and accomplish what it failed to do back in that location of the chart? So 2185, definitely going to be a very, very important level here from a resistance standpoint. In terms of levels of support, continue to watch that pink line there. The 200 period moving average did a fantastic job of providing support right there after the gap up. And this level, I admit, is kind of irrelevant right now given the price is way up there. But you never know. This thing can get pretty volatile. So maybe this thing does come back into play. And if it does, again, that'll be that ideal level of support. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely get signed up for the free training. Like I said, it'll be very soon. In fact, this evening, Thursday, November 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But like I said earlier, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead, send me an email, and I will gladly drop you a link to the recording after. But just remember, it is genuinely a live event. So it's first got to happen, then I got to get it uploaded, and then I can send you a link to that through email. If you enjoy these live chat, or if you enjoy these top 10 videos, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. And for those of you that can make it live, hopefully I'll be seeing you soon.